The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. So many pretty girls around me and they're waking up the rocket. Keep up. Why you mad? Fix your face. Ain't my fault they all be jacking. Keep up. Players only. Come on, put your pinky rings up to the moon.
Good evening. This is Cathy with New Era Talk. I'm really excited to be coming to you live from Fort Benning, Georgia. Flew into Atlanta this morning bright and early. Actually, my flight was delayed and I still lucked out. My oldest son and I flew down. We were supposed to fly out at 6 a.m. Our flight didn't leave until 6:45. We still made the connection, got here on time, and just like with everything with the military, you got to hurry up and wait. We don't get to see my son who's about to graduate until tomorrow, but we hurried up, and now we're waiting. And here I am at, oh my gosh, I forget the name of this place, but it's a beautiful hotel. I've got my mom and dad, both retired military. My dad did 38 years, Command Sergeant Major. My mom did 30 years. She's a retired First Sergeant. And then I have my 28-year-old son, and my youngest son, who is 18, is the one that's graduating as a Cav Scout. And he hasn't seen his older brother for about 15 months. So it's going to be really exciting. It's going to be a great time. And I'll, probably cry a little bit because I'm really proud of him. And I'm just really grateful to him and then all of the other people. If you're out there listening, just thank our service people, our men and women that are out there doing what they do for us. Because if they didn't, I wouldn't be here being able to say some of the stupid stuff that I say. Anyway, I have a really great guest on tonight, and I'm really excited to bring him on. I have so much fun with Sam Beard. There's so many things he just makes me laugh. I'll let him tell you what he calls me as a result. But, Sam, thank you for joining me tonight.
Thanks for having me on, Cathy. How you doing?
You know what, I'm doing good. I'm better now that I'm talking to you. But, I'm here at Fort Benning, and it's, 44 degrees. What is it back home?
Well, last time I checked, I think it was 8. So I think you've got a few digits on us. It seems like tropical out there as opposed to where I'm at, I think.
Do you know, and this is cold for them, and I could handle a winter that, is in the 40s and 50s. It wouldn't bother me at all. I'd be fine. Give us some snow for
out
Christmas.
there? Well,
what?
No snow. No snow out there in Atlanta, though.
Well, you know what, though? They had snow over the weekend. And I think they had about 6 inches. And there was a lot of people that were out of power. In fact, when I was riding the Sky Train from the airport to the car rental place, I looked down and there was places where there was still snow, where it was just shaded. So I just kind of thought that was kind of funny because, they can't handle it like we do. We don't, it doesn't bother us at all. Yeah. It just shut down the whole city, I think. But hey.
No, I'm thinking so. I know they're going to have a plow truck.
Sam, I am. So I want you to tell everybody about you. Where did you grow up, first of all?
Thanks for kind of asking and having me on the show, first of all. And I want to say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody. Okay.
Basically, I'm from Chicago. Well, I was raised in Chicago. I was born in Minneapolis and raised in the south side of Chicago. Grew up there, moved here to the Minneapolis area when I was about 21.
Okay.
And right around the time I was about 27, that's when I 26, 27, I think I entered my first business here locally in the Minneapolis area, which was a dry cleaners called US 279 Cleaners in St. Louis Park. It's still there, actually, still open and operating, so it's pretty cool. Pardon me?
Where was it in St. Louis Park?
It's Cedar Lake in Louisiana, actually.
Okay.
It's still open there, actually. The first business I had, actually, it's fun to kind of drive by it and say, hey, I kind of created in a minute. That's kind of cool.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. I'm positive I've driven by there. I grew up in St. Louis for a little bit. Wow. Okay. So, wait. So so you said you started that when you were 27. What did you do from 21 to 27?
Let's see here. I kind of dabbled and kind of, I think, more or less found myself. I got a lot of experience in management and gobbled up a lot of knowledge through, honestly, a lot of things such as infomercials, newspaper ads, because I think we kind of had a little conversation last night about how back years ago the internet really wasn't advanced, and it was almost kind of a sin to purchase anything off the internet, so you really couldn't use it that much as a tool. So you had to kind of, I kind of did a lot of different things to learn about business and opportunities that were out there through just various other sources. So, yeah.
Okay.
But that's kind of what I did. Gobbled up a lot of information, made a lot of connects during that period of time, and, tried to kind of come up in the world at that point.
I love it.
But some rich guys from Texas gave me an opportunity for the dry cleaners. That's how I ended up with that.
Really? Is this rich guy from Texas single? Because I am available.
Well, he was an older guy back then, so
better.
I don't know.
That's even better.
Years,
wait, I'll go Anna Nicole on his ass. What? I'm just kidding.
There's something else, Happy Cathy. That's hilarious.
Oh, see, that's what is it you call it? Happy Cathy. That's right. Sammy always says really happy. I love it. Okay, so wait. So are you telling me I don't have a chance anymore? Is he already? Please don't tell me.
Well, I don't know if he's actually still alive. So, but I could certainly see if I can contact him for you. There, Happy Cathy. Maybe he can make you even happier.
Oh yeah, exactly. Because next time I'm marrying for money. That's all there is to it. I'm teasing. Okay, so dry cleaning business. What made you think about that? I mean, that's not anything that, you saw, obviously, we all do it. We get our clothes dry cleaned. My middle son, Austin, has been working at a dry cleaner that's been, they've got quite a few different locations. And now it's not anything in my mind that I would think of doing.
Well, that's an excellent question. How I got there, like I just kind of was indicated earlier, was that back then I think I answered an actual newspaper ad in the classifieds, and it was they had a specific program. Just to kind of shorten the story, they had a specific program, and they gave me some tests, and they said, "Hey, you're a kind of an entrepreneur-minded individual. You scored higher on these tests than anyone ever. We're going to, what we do, lease a business and give you an opportunity to lease it from us, and after a period of time, you'll have an opportunity to buy the business out from us." So I kind of started underneath a unique program that these guys had, and they had about 100 locations across the country at that time.
Oh, wow.
And the concept was unique in the sense that you drop your clothes off, you pay for the clothes when you drop them off, cash or check. So there was no accounts receivable and things like that, and there was a one price, $2.79 per garment. So it was a great little concept to start out with, where you got great cash flow and good support there, sort of like a business opportunity. So that's kind of how I kind of really got started.
Wow. That's amazing. Okay. And from there, so how long did you do that?
I did that about 3-4 years, I would guess. I kind of expanded. I think I had 2 or 3 locations. I think I picked up, we had a location over on Hiawatha, which is actually still there as well. And then I had a satellite store, Eden Prairie, that I had created as well. Bought out another smaller little cleaning business at that time. So it grew. I was young, and it was an excellent experience. Actually, it taught me how to run a business hands-on. The business grew to probably about gross sales $300,000-$400,000 a year. So it's doing pretty good.
That is good. Wow. How many employees?
I would probably put it at 10-12 at that time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's not a big operation it grew to, but a very stable, solid little business, yeah.
Okay. So you got out of that. Then what'd you do?
Let's see. I created I shouldn't say I created, I apologize. I started a franchise within that, but I did a lot of other things within that. But I started a carpet cleaning franchise of all things called Kim Dry. And so Kim Dry, Minneapolis and St. Paul, we started it back in '03. And started that from scratch. Really didn't have a lot of money going into it, but they were a low-cost type of a franchise setup, whereas you put about $8,000 down, they have financing there. So Kim's are a really good franchise organization, and gave that a shot, and been pretty successful at it for many years, and have had that going. Have a wonderful team in Curtis and Christina. Just a wonderful, they get rave reviews all over the internet from their cleaning quality and customer service skills, just phenomenal. So a great little operation that I like and enjoy running and operating.
That's great. So Chem Dry, how do they get a hold of you to take advantage of your services?
Well, they really didn't get a hold of me, honestly. I had
how do people? And I'm sorry. How do people get a hold of you now to get their carpets cleaned?
Well, yeah, actually, they can call 763-757-2600, and we do commercial, residential services in Anoka, Hennepin, Ramsey, and Dakota counties. And so, yes, they can certainly ask for Christina or Curtis, and they can certainly help them with their carpet cleaning needs within that.
Okay, again, what's the phone number, Sam?
763-757-2600.
All right, so that's Chem Dry. Folks, it is so important to do that, too. I've got a couple of little dogs. They go outside. They go do their thing. They come inside. You walk outside. You might step in that thing, and you come inside. And there's all kinds of reasons why you need your carpet cleaned. Why not Chem Dry it? There we go. I just gave you an advertisement. But
That sounded great. I think I gotta hire you. Kathy.
Hey, what I'll do my announcer voice even. Thank you for calling Chem Dry. But no, we won't. But
you sound like the commercial. Oh my God.
Yeah. Press 1
God, that's awesome.
to have Semi-On clean your carpet. Yeah, well, you're the carpet man. That's right. We got the magic carpet ride with Sam I Am. There we go.
Well, back in my day, I don't clean every day right now. I'm super busy, but maybe on a Saturday here and there, when my team needs some backup. But I can still, how do you say, cut a rug? How about that?
Oh, yes, that's perfect. Cut a rug.
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that. So, you know what? Are there any specials that if somebody calls in and said, hey, I heard you on the radio, you got any kind of little deal that they can get?
Yeah, right now I have something as little as a 2-room up to, I want to say, 225 square foot special for like $89, and then a 5-room up to 600 square foot special for $169 just for the holidays.
Wow.
You can certainly call 763-757-2600. Christina will be more than happy to set up an appointment for you. Yeah, absolutely. Even in the cold weather, we still come out there and take care of you.
That's right, man. You're tracking in all that salt, good, everything. Santa Claus leaves some droppings with the reindeers. You got to clean that carpet. So,
and not to mention that Kim Dry is the #1 carpet cleaning franchise in the world.
What? Better than
absolutely. We have about
those other companies. Those other companies. Do you know there's other companies out there that I know of firsthand that they overcharge. They will say, hey, I'll do this for you on the side. So just cancel.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people. I seriously, personally know people that do that. So literally, if you want to go with somebody that's got integrity, definitely look Sam and Chem Dry up and make sure you get somebody that's in there doing things the right way, legally, right? Because that's important.
Absolutely.
You're bonded, you're going to do everything, and you're going to do a really great job. And everybody that I've referred to you has said that you do. So, okay. So we're going to move away from the dry cleaning because that's just one other part of you. What else do you do, Sam I Am, that I absolutely went nuts over?
I guess what you probably are referring to is how you got your name, which is Happy Cathy. Happy Cathy.
You're not supposed to tell that. Wait. No, I'm kidding. Okay, go ahead.
Well, everybody, I met Happy Cathy through my buddy, Lance Sawyer, number 97, shout out, who used to play for the Minnesota Vikings.
Shout out to Lance!
Cathy.
Yeah?
Absolute peace of her.
Yeah.
And so, basically, yeah, we met, had lunch one day, over there in Perkins, and you had just had your, surgery, and we were talking about it. I said, hey, go try this thing called float therapy, floating, over here at my spa. And you went over and tried out floating, and basically you came out and told me how you had no pain, and you were happier than you'd been in a long time. And basically from that point on, I think we had to call you Happy Cathy.
That's
right.
Right.
That's what we're in the business, to make people happy.
Okay, so thank you.
Massage skate.
Thank you for making it clean. Thank you for making it clean. No, I'm just kidding. Because, yeah, there's other reasons why I could be happy sometimes. But, so, yes.
Okay.
Well, so floating, I gotta tell everybody this. I don't know if people know this. I mean, a lot of people do that are close to me, but the people that don't. I was diagnosed with Lyme disease a year and a half ago. And it's been a miserable battle. If you go read up on it, it's not the fun Lyme that goes with tequila. It's a stupid tick-borne illness. But, I mean, the joint pain, just everything that goes with it, the brain fog. Sam, when you invited me to float, really, I did tell you, I had no pain. And I didn't even know what that was like. And I got out of that and went and sat in my car and sat there for the longest time because I was just like, what is this? I didn't know what to do with myself. I was afraid to drive because I felt so good. So, I don't know.
Right.
Will you do me a favor and explain to the listeners what exactly floating is?
Absolutely, not a problem. Floating basically is well. Let's see here. How do we start? Well, basically, when you're floating, you put 800 pounds. Well, we start with 800 pounds of Epsom salt to about 110 gallons of water, and the density that's created there allows any person of any size and weight to actually float. And the magnesium, the Epsom salt, and the anti-gravity state is what actually has phenomenal healing elements and capabilities for your body. Floating is good for it's so safe that someone that's actually pregnant could do it, but it's good for things from like musculoskeletal, back pain, high blood pressure, migraines, arthritis, asthma, alcohol addictions, tobacco, panic attacks, just a large variety of things. And so every time I notice and I watch our clients and they go into this room they go in and they may be grumpy or unhappy or stressed, but they come out and they're happy, including myself. It's happened to me where I've gone in, could barely walk, and I come out ready to do cartwheels. Steve Curry, Joe Rogan, big stars, things like that. They're huge fans of floating. I really love this room, this concept, this healing element, this natural and everything. And that's why I spent about $30,000 earlier this year to build and open this room to bring this particular service to our clients and to the local community. So yeah, but that's kind of a real roundabout explanation of the service.
No, and that's a perfect explanation. I mean, because when you were telling me about it, I mean, that's literally what made me go, oh my gosh, I have to try it. I mean, with everybody and with all the opiate, addictions and everything like that going on, I mean, if you can find a way to feel better without the painkillers, Prince could probably be here. Man, if Prince had a float, pool if he would have come over to you. You know, you never know.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
Because this first thing this does is detoxify the body. I mean, I've gotten out of the float tank, and it's almost like I could see the stress laying there behind me in the water that I left behind. And pain, stress, whatever. Yeah. Well, luckily we have a phenomenal, and you know, people always ask that question, well, do you change the water every time? Well, we put 800 pounds of salt in. It costs, you know, a large quantity of money, and et cetera. So no, you don't do that. Just like a pool, we have a huge filtration systems, ozone as well, and then we use a peroxide product as well. So we kind of have 3 different levels of treatment to clean our water after every single client. So it's like fresh as bottled water and everything right after. So real great filtration system and service. Pardon me?
Oh, you know, I was talking to my oldest son about this earlier today, actually, and he said he didn't think he could do it. He feels like he would have an anxiety attack in it because he's never liked to have his ears underwater. But you have a pillow, right, for that?
You have a pillow, and so also there's variations, and people out there really need to understand there's variations of the float therapy system. There's a tank, which is like a slow, square, rectangular box, dark experience, and then there's like a pod that kind of is a clam, and kind of you can leave the clam deal up and float or close it, and it's kind of really aesthetically pleasing. And then you have like your cabin or kind of room inside a room, which is what we carry, and that's like 8 feet tall, 8 feet long, and then about 5 feet wide, so it's very, very non-claustrophobic. And then we do have a pillow where you can keep the light on and things like that, and then a pillow to keep your ears and things like that out of the water. So there's, you know, there's things to kind of enhance that experience in there, make it more comfortable.
Can I tell you the only thing I don't like about your place?
What's that?
It's not close to my house.
You live out there. Well, but hey, what I don't like about where you live is you live across the street from Prince. so I don't live there.
No, Prince used to live across the street from me. So.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, he moved into your neighborhood, I'm sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. I think we were both there. Wow. Wow. The door slammed. Somebody else was in here. That's what happens when you're on an Army facility location. You have no privacy. Listening to me.
Well, in the Army now. You have to follow the rules.
Sam, I could not follow the rules. It's not in me.
You don't say.
You know, I do say. So I did mention at the beginning of the hour that my dad is a retired command sergeant major. He's almost 80. And my mom, retired first sergeant, she's 75. And I was the littlest, nastiest, bitchiest teenager you'd ever want to know. Like, I was so rebellious, and I can't even imagine how that had to be for my dad, who would have the respect of all the soldiers in a room. When he'd walk in, they'd all just, like, stop doing what they were doing, pay attention to him, and then there's me, like, sneaking out of the house, doing whatever it was I was doing. I can't even imagine. And if I would have joined the Army and a drill instructor tried to tell me what to do, I would have been like, whatever. My dad outranks you. So, you know, I could just ick. And I'm already having issues with them here. I don't like them for yelling at my kid.
Oh, really? Well, you need to come home now.
I know. Well, I have to. Here's the deal. As soon as because now he's done, we just have to have a graduation ceremony, but I am going to point some things out. No, here's why I have a problem. One of the drill instructors broke his nose practicing hand-to-hand combat. I have a problem with that. You know what? Think about this, Sam. Think about this. You take your kids to daycare, and you get a feeling, and you're like, oh, God, you know what? I don't really like her that much or him that much. And I have a weird feeling. I'm just taking my kid out of this daycare and find someplace else. I can't do that with the Army. Like, what? My God, they're screaming and yelling at him, and wait, broke his nose? And I can't do anything, but when he's done, I'm saying something. It's not, they can't do it, they can't make him do any more push-ups once he's gone, but they're going to hear from me, I promise you. Can't tell me
they're going to get a note from his mom.
They're going to hear from his mom.
They're going to get a note from the sergeant's mom.
Yeah, he's a private, so yeah.
Okay, so yeah, they're going to get a note from the private's mom. Hey, private, your mom sent us a note. So, do you think that would help him, or would that hurt his cool status? I mean,
it won't do anything because he'll be gone. He'll be gone from here. I'm one of those people that has to say what I have to say, and if I don't, I'll explode. Not really, but
right, but don't be like my mom and embarrassing in the fact of trying to protect. See, because then, like, if it was a dad protecting his son, but when your mom protects the son, it's just sometimes it just don't work.
Sam.
Sometimes it kind of hurts more than it helps. How about that?
Sam, you know me. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I will do it.
I hear you.
I'm kind of a subtle bitch, so they won't even know what hit them until I walk away, and then they'll be like, "Ooh, she just slammed me big time." That's what's going to happen. But
well, I wonder. Let me know how your battle against that big tough drill sergeant works out.
Yeah, right.
I'm eager to know how your outcome is. You have to come bail you out of Atlanta and stuff like that.
Well, I'll end up at Fort Leavenworth or something.
And I think they say the military prisons are the worst.
Right. If you're not in the military, I wonder if they can put you in a military prison. I don't know this. I think I'll ask. No, I'm not.
Oh, they come up with, they're the government. They can do anything. They come up with all kind of rules.
I know, right? And here I am. Oh my God, I'm talking smack, and I'm in an Army facility right now. What's wrong with me? Oh my God. That's
right, and the MPs I can hear the MPs walking down the hall, coming and knock on the door and grab you.
I know. So, Sam, okay, let's get back to this float, okay? Because I love it. Everybody, you've got to try it. Tell them about Massage Escape, because I've also gone and had a massage there, and I also did the detox foot bath. Like some awesome stuff you got going on.
Well, yeah, excellent. Massage Escape, I actually created and founded Massage Escape about 5 years ago, almost to the exact date. To be quite honest with you, a couple of days ago was our 5-year opening anniversary of our first location there in Roseville. Mm-hmm. And so basically, when you start a lot of different things. I started up, came up with the name, created that, but basically you don't really know what direction you're going to head, who you really want to be. It's kind of like a child. And so I think that now we're just now starting to really establish our identity in the marketplace. But we're more, our goal is to provide a quality therapeutic massage with a variety of other wellness services that detoxify your body and allow it to heal itself. And they're geared towards improving the overall health and wellness of your mind, body, and soul. So that's really our overall concept. So we'll never look towards being in the nail and facial and hair business. We're looking for to heal your body, detoxify you. We want to make an impact. We want to help people, and we want to make them well. So that's our overall goal and direction at Massage Escape and Escape Wellness Studios, which is located in Savage as well.
Okay, so Escape Wellness, you've got something there that I have been hearing over and over again, that because of the Lyme disease, I really need to try this. Tell us about the cryotherapy. Is that how you say it, cryotherapy?
Cryotherapy, cold therapy.
Cold.
Cryotherapy
Freezing.
Is freezing. What it does is it takes the place of, say, for example, you've got a lot of athletes that you know that used to play football currently and past, and in the past they come in from a football game, have a real hard day, and then they take a painful ice bath.
I can't even imagine that. There's no way.
Yeah, Yeah, it's painful. Ice baths are painful. You can ask any of those guys, that you kind of hang out with there, but they need that to kind of help their body heal from week to week. And so what cryotherapy has done is theoretically replace that. So cryotherapy is only a 3-minute process, and what it does is basically puts you in a chamber for up to 3 minutes, no longer than that, and puts you up to a minus 193 degree environment through the delivery of nitrogen and a cryosauna. And so we stick you in there and just generally with maybe underwear on and then your head sticking out of there. And then they kind of raise you and lift you up. And for up to 3 minutes, we have an operator there who kind of will, what it does is it kind of will trick your body into thinking it's freezing by reducing your skin temperature to about 40 degrees.
Oh my God, but
and
it is
so
freezing. I can't even see. I'm sitting here like getting goosebumps thinking about it.
Well, what happens is, when you're in there, it is cold. I mean, I can't tell you it's not cold, but what happens is when you're in there, so it's designed to push all of that blood that you have there towards the core where it picks up vital nutrients. And when you get out, we put you on this vibration machine, and it kind of warms and gets your extremities back going, and it pushes that blood back up to the extremities where you have an instant healing and positive process for your body. So you have it's almost like an instant charge, like Superman.
Wow.
So you can be like, instead of happy Cathy, you become super Cathy. You go in this cryosauna and you become super Cathy. I mean, it's like we lock you in there for 3 minutes and you come out. I mean, Cathy, you'd be like super. All you need is a cape or something.
I don't even need a cape. I just,
Yeah, you could fly right out of right out of the spa.
Exactly. I'd be Catwoman. No, yeah, that'd be really okay.
Super happy Cathy.
So,
yeah, how about that?
I can't even fathom. I don't even know how. I think I would have to take. Because I would need to. I can't take like any kind of thing that would make me be like like a Xanax or something that makes me like not care. Right? I would have anxiety over getting into that, I think.
Well, there's a lot of contradictions, so I've spent a lot of time creating marketing materials, brochures, and things like that to educate our clients on all of our new services. So we have we have the cryotherapy there, we have colon hydrotherapy, which is another great service.
Full of shit. Tell me more about that. Sorry.
Well, with colon hydrotherapy, see, you won't be full of shit.
Exactly. See, we're going to make up all kinds of really fun ads with colon hydrotherapy. For those of you that are full of shit,
we have the only FDA-approved machine there in Savage where the client can almost do it themselves. And honestly, some years ago, they have two systems, an open and closed system. And so I had the closed system some years ago where you kind of lay on this hospital bed and someone shoves this thing up there. And,
oh, my God.
And you sit there for 45 minutes. It's just kind of very uncomfortable. And then our particular system, we kind of set you up. We leave the room, and you have a doorbell on there in case you have some problems, but it's all automated. And you're in a private, comfortable setting. And we have some great colon hydrotherapists in Nisi and Heather there as well. So they make the experience very comfortable and I won't call it fun, but we'll call it comfortable. But
and then you're gonna buy us a drink afterwards, right? What's that?
Well, I did a session about a month ago, and I lost probably instantly a good 3 inches off my own stomach.
What?
So instantly. Oh yeah, I came out there.
I'm coming in.
I felt so clean and fluid. Yeah.
Damn, I am. I've been losing weight. I've been working at it really hard.
Okay.
So I want to do that. And so will I lose weight and inches if I do that?
Yeah, you lose weight because you can have up to 10 pounds of excess feces built up in your intestines.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you can have it sitting there. And
the term, you're full of shit,
we break that
literally
stuff up
means
for you.
Something.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
My gosh.
For sure. Yeah, they can see bacteria coming out of there and all kind of good stuff. We clean you. I mean,
oh my God! So does somebody actually look at it? They don't look at it, do they?
Yeah.
No.
Well, what we do, well, what we want to do is educate you. So our colon hydrotherapist will show you what came out of you, and to analyze some of the bacteria and things like that. And they can tell even if you have a yeast infection just by the poop.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah. So they can see the bacteria there.
Don't eat corn on the cob before you do that, I suppose.
Right. You know?
That might be so. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can see you have a dinner.
Well, there's all kinds of stuff that comes out of there, boy, I tell you. I mean, and it was an experience. So here's the deal. It's about a 45-minute session, and I've never crapped so many times in a short period of time in my life. I think it was like 20 times in 45 minutes. It was insane. It was, you know, but it really.
Oh my gosh.
It flushes you out.
Wow. Okay, so all right. So you're literally scaring the shit out of me right now. So all right. So how much does something like this cost? I'm really curious. Okay, first let's start with the cryotherapy.
But I wouldn't. Pardon me.
Like the cryotherapy first.
Cryotherapy, I think a regular cryotherapy session, it runs about $79. We have some coupons and things out there right around $35 for first-time clients. That's what I think it's $30 or $35. Yeah, to give a session. Sessions are only 3 minutes long. And then we give you a sauna session right after that to kind of get you warmed up and everything also as well. So, yeah.
So what if you want to go do that? Okay, would you recommend doing the cryotherapy, then the sauna, then the colon? Or don't do all of it at the same time?
Those we don't really recommend the same day. The sauna, the cryotherapy, vibration machine, and then putting you in the sauna is okay, and then maybe a massage for that day. But we really don't recommend that you do colon hydrotherapy and cryotherapy in the same day. It just becomes too much of a shock for your body.
Yeah, I would think.
It's too much detoxifying, yeah. So we don't want you to do that.
Okay, so then for the colon, how much you got that going for?
Colon hydrotherapy, I believe we have like a special out there for maybe $69 for a session.
Okay.
So it's a 45-minute session. Yeah.
Okay.
So very affordable to pretty much everybody.
And so how often would you recommend somebody do these kind of treatments?
Well, cryotherapy should be done when you begin. First begin with it about 3 times per week to kind of build up the resistance. And then after maybe about a month or so of doing it 3 times a week, then we recommend you scale it down to about once a week. Colon hydrotherapy, a session maybe once a month is okay, but not too frequently as far as your colon and everything. Floating, you should do floating probably about once a month. Really strengthens your body's resistance and everything. So that's really something that can be done once a month. And obviously a massage whenever you're feeling tense and everything, like right around now when you're doing a lot of stressful holiday shopping, hopefully finishing that stuff up. Now is a great time to come in and get a massage. Your body's, your muscles are tight and tense. And now is an excellent time to get a massage. And we've got specials out there for, I believe, $65 for an hour as well.
Sam, I'm going to ask, how do they get a hold of you or your associates to get these great deals to take care of themselves?
Well, Massage Escape is located in Roseville at 1767 Lexington Avenue North in Roseville. And the phone number is 651-964-1112, massageescape.com. And then our Savage location is called Escape Wellness Studios, located at 5757 Egan Drive in Savage. Phone number there is 952-226-3373, and that's escapestudios.com is the website for that one as well. All of our services you can book online very easily, or give us a call if you have questions beyond that, and our front desk will be more than happy to assist you with that.
And when he says escape, it's the letter X, EAPE. Right?
Correct, absolutely.
Okay.
Right, absolutely. Most people spell it the other way. I should call it the incorrect way, but I guess it's the correct way, but the incorrect way. How about that?
Exactly. So you've got all of these businesses, you work with all of these different people, and you've done all these different things over the years. And, I mean, you and I both know, like, I know you through Talance, know a lot of different professional athletes out there. There's so many things going on. Sam, all right. Have you ever had to deal with any kind of harassment issues? You know I'm going to go there. I told you I would, so I'm here.
Okay. Well,
as an employer,
ironically,
but as an
employer, honestly, I'll knock on wood, but I actually have not actually had to personally deal with really an abundance of situations. In my years of being an employer, I have had a few small incidents, whereas maybe a therapist of mine has been propositioned and she's ended the massage or something like that. But nothing really major to date in the 5 years, and hopefully not, actually.
Right.
So personally, I haven't really experienced anything. Some close calls and some, kind of things that we've been able to dodge situations. But yeah, we basically have had some real good luck there in that department.
Well, okay, so I'm not going to name any names, but there is another massage company out there that has a lot of franchises out there, and there was a particular employee that got in some big trouble, right?
Correct.
You actually interviewed him and turned him down, didn't you?
Yeah, there was an employee, there was a person in Roseville who I actually had ran into about a year ago, right around this time at a local event, asked me some business questions on, how to succeed and how to make things happen, and kind of gave some business advice to. And later down the line, I noticed that another local massage place, right, not too far, maybe a mile or two from us, this gentleman had been working at, and we had turned him down for employment at our place, and he had been working at it, had basically harassed and done some things with an employee. I'm sorry, not an employee, but a client there. And so I'm not going to get deep into basically the aspects of names of any place or anything, but
right.
It was someone who had applied, who had given some advice to, and who had applied at our establishment that we basically had elected not to hire, just luckily. And
Thank
so
God,
we
right?
didn't feel a good vibe.
Wow. I mean, that's definitely making the right decision. We've all made wrong ones. Wow. No, that's crazy. I had somebody, a company I worked for years and years ago, I actually had an employee say that I tried to get him to sleep with me. And this guy, I worked for a fitness company. This guy was definitely not my type. And it was, I don't remember what exactly it was, but the company ended up laughing it off because they knew they were able to prove everything. But nowadays, I feel like when we think about, let's just say, Al Franken. I mean, I kind of feel like he didn't even get a chance to prove himself innocent. I mean, I always thought, you're innocent until proven guilty. But, I mean, everybody's coming out.
Well, in our society that we live in now, certain things you are, and if you're a certain person of a certain stature, perhaps, or the right people, perhaps, or hell, you're the president, then you can get away with pretty much anything.
Right.
But my point is that, and the thing is now, they've really taken it out of control, out of context. I mean, so what they need to do, in my opinion, about the whole issue is scrap this kind of BS and say, what is okay to do? Because then that's the short list.
Mm-hmm.
What is there okay to do? You've got some of the stuff I've been looking at. Back in 1976, he grazed my back during a photo. How the hell would you even remember a photo from 20 years ago that you took or whatever? And, things like this, it just gets to the point of the ridiculous. at the point, and like you were talking about the NFL Network issue, and
yes.
There's some new wave of stuff going to have anybody be able to work anywhere. And they'll work somewhere, and say, for example, you've got a big company, maybe you got a 3,000 employee company, and someone works with someone and they want to ask them out on a date, and hell, they can't, because then that's sexual harassment. So you got to go in what is not. That's the short list, yeah.
Right.
And so we've gone to the ridiculous with this whole thing.
Well, okay, let's touch back on the NFL Network, because I mean there's some big names here. Marshall Faulk, oh my gosh, Ike Taylor, Heath Evans, Donovan McNabb, Eric Davis. Wow, they've said they're not going to appear on the networks as the investigation proceeds. So they didn't come out and fire them or make them resign or anything. They're investigating it. But, man, I mean, the things... Okay, I'm just going to ask you. Okay, so this woman that has come forward with this, let's see. She claimed age and sex discrimination, sexual harassment in a hostile work environment, and wrongful termination. So she was terminated after she brought these things up. So it's very interesting. Let's see, she repeated instances.
It might be true, and it may not be true. As an employer, people can accuse you of anything. I mean, I've been accused of not sexual harassment, but I had someone actually earlier this year actually take me to court for, I think it was $1,000, because they put in a 6-week notice and wreaked havoc for the first 2 weeks of that 6 weeks. I told her, okay, thank you very much. After about 2 weeks into the notice, she took me to court because she felt like she had given me a 6-week notice, and she should have been allowed to continue the whole notice and terrorize my business. And so she took me to court for not being allowed to complete her 6-week notice. It was beyond the ridiculous. And so what I'm saying is that people, just because they accuse and these kind of things and come up with these fabrications of just different things, honestly, it doesn't mean anything, and so that's really, like I said, where people's careers and businesses and things like that get destroyed, because I'm a huge small business advocate, and the internet and TV and media and these things with misinformation have the power to instantly destroy someone's work,
right,
who has put up their life and their money and everything else. So we have to be careful of what we see, what we read, reviews and things like that, and what we place out there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what society has to really be careful about at this point.
Well, I feel like it just seems like there's so much, and oh my God, as a woman, okay, but I just feel like it seems like there's so much copycat stuff going on. I mean, I understand women are feeling like they finally have a voice, but I mean, there's men out there that go through this too. There really are. I mean,
yeah, because women actually in this day and age are far more aggressive than men. The men are getting weaker and the women are getting stronger, becoming aggressive, in my opinion. Actually, that's the way I kind of see that up to the government.
Yeah, I know. We have, I don't know, man. It's something needs to be done. Something needs to be, it is. It's, you know what? It's common decency. It is. It goes back to the golden rule: treat others the way you'd want to be treated. Well, you know what? Some of these people are pretty filthy, so that's how they want to be treated, and that's why they're treating them in a bad way. But my gosh, know your audience. I mean, a lot of these people, I know it's a power thing, and I hate to bring up, the power thing, but like guys like Darren Sharper, great looking man. And he had an illness. And I think a lot of times, people, I don't know, Sam. I just don't know. I mean, when does it become an excuse? And when isn't it?
Well, Darren Sharper, like you said, a guy who's got it all. He's got money, he's got looks, and he's got women who, will be with him for nothing. But a guy like that who has it all, he needs a thrill, because that sounds like that's not a challenge. So what he was doing was probably far more challenging and entertaining. Sometimes you can have, like they say, too much of any one thing can sometimes be a lot. It can always be bad.
Right.
And if you've got too much money and too much time to play with and things like that, then you get into trouble. And that's kind of, some of these people do that.
Wow. Well, and we've all done things and said things that are inappropriate. You know me, Happy Cathy. I'm probably, and I've always been one of the guys. But I mean, there's been times. Here's an example for me. When I first started working at one of the companies I'm with now, I was recruiting agents to write business for me. And there's this one guy, he was flying into town to come to one of our trainings. And he had seen my picture on LinkedIn and decided that I looked like, okay, here's what he called me. He goes, "How's my favorite MILF?" And I go, "Excuse me?" He goes, do you know what that means? I go, "No. Why don't you enlighten me?" Of course I know what it means, right? And then he goes, "Actually, I'd rather tell you in person when I'm up there next week." I immediately, I mean, you know me, Sam, I'm like 1 inch away from the gutter at all times. But that made the hair stand up on the back of my neck. And I went to my boss and I said, "Listen to this call. I don't want him here." And he already had his flight and hotel booked. They listened to it and they were like, "Oh, completely inappropriate." They called him and said, "Nope, you're not welcome here." And he's like, "What? Exactly. But it's like, no. I mean, so I'm so grateful to my company that did that because I was literally offended. And like I said, you know me, it doesn't take much. So that would take me, I shouldn't say, it doesn't take much for me to go there, with my friends, not some ick, really? You don't even know. If you don't know me, don't talk to me like that. And if I give you permission, then hey, then that's fine. But not in the workplace. Not in the workplace.
Correct, absolutely.
I mean, there's a time and a place for everything. And
that's where everyone really has to understand there and mind their P's and Q's as well. Absolutely, you're absolutely correct about that. That's the biggest thing. And I talk to my staff about that same issue, because I kind of have a professional environment, but I also kind of have a loose environment at the same time because I don't want to treat a bunch of adults like children. And so sometimes they kind of get a little, free with language and actions, and we got to kind of make sure that we remain professional. Absolutely.
Right.
And monitor where we're at. Absolutely.
Hey, well, speaking of your employees and your, Massage Escape, especially, tell the listeners real quick, because we only have a couple minutes left, but we've got this little party thing going on in Minnesota, the end of January, and then all the way up to February 4th. It's called the Super Bowl. Everybody at Minneapolis, St. Paul, you got to be there. But what did you do? You got on some kind of a list, right?
Yeah, we, Massage Escape and actually Kim's Rye, we are part of the Super Bowl Business Connect, and what that is there's about maybe 1,000 to 1,200 businesses within a local community that applied, and then there was about 300 that actually got into the guide and are vetted and endorsed by the NFL Super Bowl. Massage Escape and Kim's Rye of Minneapolis and St. Paul are two of those businesses that are in that guide, so we've been privy to in the workshops and things like that. So we are part of that, and we're endorsed by the NFL Super Bowl.
That right there, folks, is just another reason to get your butts in there because, well, literally your butt or the colon side of it. But
Absolutely. And hopefully, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was going to say, and also, I mean, it's just, it's really a testament, Sam, to everything that you've worked so hard for. And I mean, and now you're on a whole new venture, but I'm going to be asking you on again as we're almost out of time, and we have some other things I want to cover because you're also starting out a new era in your life with your insurance license and helping people with their benefits and, getting themselves set up for retirement, which is really important. So that's what we're going to talk about the next time we're on when we're together. But
absolutely.
What we're going to do is I'm going to thank you again, Sam I Am, for joining me tonight. I really appreciate everything you do. And more importantly, I appreciate having you as my friend.
All right. Me too, likewise. Absolutely.
All right. All right, everybody. It is the top of the hour. Thank you for joining us on New Era Talk. This is Cathy. We'll talk to you next week.